I've got a huge video for you today, guys. We're going to take a look at the 25 best angles that you can use on Siege in 2024. Now, they're not in any particular order, just some really good angles to help you improve as the season progresses. Now, if you're new to the channel, subscribe. If you want to see a part 2, make sure to type dangle angles down in the comment section, and I'll know to bring you a part 2. We absolutely smashed the like goal on the last video, so we're going to make an ambitious attempt here of going for 750 likes. So make sure to like the video as well. So without me talking anymore, let's dive in and get started here with the first angle located here on Oregon. Now, if you rappel up the side of the building to this armory window and break it open, making sure to shoot the boxes on top of the lockers. Now, what you can do then is ash charge the back wall, and normally everyone has the setup where they leave those head holes in towards attic. You'll be able to see all the way towards the kids rotate. This is such a strong angle. I've been using it a lot lately and getting a lot of pics from it. You'll be able to see here from the other perspective how far the bullets go all the way almost into the kids' room, so you have a really strong position to be in to pick some defenders off. And moving on to Clubhouse for this next couple of angles, the first of which is located on the kitchen hall on the first floor. Now, this one's been around for a long time, but still a lot of people have forgotten about it. So right at the edge where that little concrete meets the wood, if you buck open the floor or sledge, whatever you have at your disposal, you can actually shoot open the top of the reinforced wall down inside of church. Now, this is really strong because some people like to have mirror setups here, and it's also the default plant spot. So if you got the diffuser down behind the containers, you'll be able to watch it from upstairs on this angle. You can also get anyone behind that minibar and just catch them completely off guard. You can see where the bullets are hitting here, showing that I can get anyone sitting behind this little minibar or over behind the container. This next one takes us upstairs into the master bedroom, and just outside the door of the bathroom, if you make a hole in the floor exactly where I pinpointed, you can shoot the top of the wall down inside the bar and see all the way down to the main stairs. Now, you can expand on this by shooting a hole just next to it, and you'll also be able to see the door into kitchen. This works good on defense and attack, so it's definitely worth trying out on both. You can see here where the bullets are hitting on the staircase, so if it's a defender on the roam or an attacker making their way down, you can catch them off guard with these two really strong angles. And moving over onto Kafe for this next one, this is one of my favorite angles. This is such a strong angle right now. So people like to set this wall up in different ways. Well, the way I like to do it is if you reinforce the left wall and then make head holes all the way across from the middle of the wall and go upstairs inside of train and shoot exactly in front of those metal sheets on the floor, you'll get an angle all the way through those head holes outside to the truck outside bakery door. So when they get that door open and they're swinging and you might have a defender inside in bakery, they'll be completely distracted and you can pick them off and take control of the round. Now, this next one is inside reading room, and this is an angle onto the skylight. When anyone tries to peek over the skylight to look down into the bomb site, if you shoot a hole exactly where I've pinpointed, you'll get a pixel angle right along the top of that skylight up above. So when they come to peek over the top, you'll just be able to see their head and you'll be able to pick them off with ease. And moving on to Consulate for this next one, and this one is located down inside the basement inside the security office. This is also a spot that can be used as well. So if you jump up on the desk and run across up on top of the TV in the corner and you break that corner TV, you can crouch walk up on top of the shelf. Now up here it's either a hiding spot, but if you make holes in the wall, you'll be able to see all the way across to the yellow door. So any attackers trying to swing that door, they will not be able to see you up here, and you'll have a pixel angle onto them on the door. Now you can expand on this a little bit. If you place a Kiba barrier on the top of the door, it makes it even harder for them to see you. You'll be able to get bullets out the door, but they will not be able to see you sitting up there, and you'll be able to pick them off and again take control of the round. But this next one takes us upstairs inside the console office, just inside the door of that little small side office. If you shoot a hole in the floor and then the wall below inside piano, you can see that hallway coming down towards the yellow stairs. Any attackers making their way into the building from bottom yellow as they're making their way up, you can hold that angle and pick them off and they will be completely surprised. Now the reason for the surprise is because when they're coming up that stairs, it's actually very hard to see the angle because of the door frame up above. So as they're coming up the stairs, They can barely see that angle unless they swing the door immediately, and you'll be able to pick them off. And moving on to Nighthaven for this one, this is another sick angle that I've used so many times. Located inside the storage room on the first floor, right over by the drone hole. If you use a breach charge or an ash charge, or you can sledge it open or buck, whatever you have at your disposal, you'll leave a hole open down into the site. Now what you can do then is come around to the drone hole, and you can ash charge that wall on the site between the two bomb sites, and you can aim all the way down towards that main wall. Now if there's a bandit or a Cade on there, hopefully you'll be able to pick off that util and help your teammates get the wall open, but you'll also be able to pick off people sitting up against that wall. You can then use the hole you made on the other side to also get angles onto if there's someone playing a Mira, or just any defenders sitting on that head hole spot. And moving on to Skyscraper for these next couple of angles, the first of which is located inside Karoake on the second floor. So what you can do here is if you make head holes across the top of this wall, obviously you have your rotate as well, and if you go onto the red couch in the corner and run up into the corner of it as you get onto the little shelf, you can walk up the mic stand all the way to the top of it. Now once you're at the very top, you have to wiggle around just a little bit to make sure that you've elevated to the highest point on the mic stand, and you'll be able to see over the top of the wall all the way across into Geisha. As they make their way in through the single wall or in through the window, you'll be able to pick them off, and they'll have absolutely no idea you're sitting up there. You see from the other perspectives how low the bullets are here, so you'll be able to see waist height up, and they'll barely be able to see your head sitting up in this spot. Now this next one is a really straightforward, but it's such a strong angle inside tea room. Just shoot a hole in the corner right next to that little light on the floor, and you'll have an instant angle onto that bathroom door downstairs. Now they will not be able to see this once again as they jump in the window. Because it's so high up on the ceiling, they still won't be able to see it until they reach the door frame, and you would have already picked them off. Now this third angle was used in the Pro League during the Invitationals. So what you can do here is if you make head holes across this wall inside exhib, you'll be able to see beside the samurai all the way to the door out inside terrace. It's going to be really difficult for them to see you, so when you're holding this angle, they'll push in the door and you can pick them off. You'll see from the other perspective here how difficult it will be for them as they're coming in the door to see you sitting in this little spot. Moving on to border for this next couple of angles, the first of which is up inside the break room on the second floor. Now making sure here that you line it up with the side of the table just like I'm showing on screen, and sometimes this carpet is difficult to actually break on the floor, so make sure to shoot it over on the left first before you make holes in the floor. You'll then be able to see through that top window down inside Passport all the way down towards the bathroom door. You'll also be able to see that desk out in the main lobby area and the door going into Tellers. You can see here on the drone exactly where I'm sitting and the bullets that are reaching all the way down inside of bathroom. Now this next one's a really sick pixel angle from the other side. If they have a shield on that bathroom door or they're just holding that door, you'll be able to pixel peek them through that drone hole and pick them off. You'll see here on the drone again where the bullets are hitting all the way across the inside waiting room, so you can watch that whole hall in that bomb area of the sites. I want to bank for these next couple of angles, the first of which is on the front side of the building. If you rappel up the side of the building here, and I love to use Chalet in this spot, and you might have seen some clips I posted on Twitter of me getting pics from here all the time, so I guarantee you need to try this one out because it's right onto the rotate where people are moving between the bomb sites and long desk. And what you can do here is if you just look through the window, through this gap, you'll be able to see all the way through towards that rotate. Love this angle, so definitely worth trying out. This next one's for the bomb chassis down inside lockers on the basement level. If you jump up on top of the desk, breaking the TV and everything on the shelf, you can push yourself up on top of this little shelf and you'll be able to see all the way across into servers. There's a really strong hold position here, especially when they're trying to get through that door and get the bomb down. You'll be able to see here from the other perspective how far these bullets are hitting all the way up against that back wall near that tunnel out into dirt. Moving on to Lair for these next angles, the first of which is located outside up on top of the building. Now this is a really strong outside angle that you can use for anyone trying to get that wall open, and you can help your teammates if anyone tries to swing from the wall. Now what you can do here is where these green crates are, if you stand to the side of them, you can vault up on top of the crate. You can then run onto the crate behind it to give you even more of an elevated position, and you'll be able to see over that wall all the way down towards the master office. So if there's anyone trying to swing that wall and trying to pick off any of your teammates, you'll be able to watch their back and pick them off. This next one takes us inside master office, and this is to cover the wall if their attackers are pushing it. If you go downstairs underneath and right in the corner of reception where the default cam is, if you make some holes in the ceiling, you'll be able to see right onto that main wall up above. If the attackers are making a heavy push through this wall, you can hop down here and pick them off as they're rushing into the bomb site. You'll see here there's a relatively small hole in the floor. They'll just think it happened during setup, so when they push through, they will get a complete surprise. Now this is a pixel angle located on the first floor weapons maintenance site. If you jump up on top of this drone crate and vault over it onto the shelf, you can look through the gap in the container and the wall to see outside the door of the site. So if anyone's pushing the site from this side, they have no chance, and you can pick them off from this pixel angle. Moving on to Villa for the next angle, and this one is located inside the trophy room on the second floor. Now right over by this blue container, if you shoot holes right in front of it, or exactly where I pinpointed, you'll make a small pixel angle onto the astro stairs down below. Any attackers making their way into mud and pushing up that astro stairs will not be able to see this angle, and you'll be able to catch them completely off guard. I highly recommend using this angle. You'll see from the other side here, it's right up against that wall, so when they're coming down that hall, they will not see it, and by the time they've reached this second platform on the astro stairs, you can pick them off. Moving on to Coastline for this next angle, again a really strong pixel angle located inside penthouse. I love using this one. For anyone sitting downstairs in that kind of barrels area of service, if you shoot the holes in the floor right up against the little half wall, you'll be able to see down into that little corner of service. Now if you lay prone, you can see further back, almost over towards that rotate, and I'll show it from the other perspective to see where the bullets are hitting, right into the middle of the service room. This one takes us onto Outback, and this is just a really strong angle that I like to use. It is one that's known for a while. It's inside of laundry. If you reinforce the wall on the right and then you make head holes on the left, you can place a Kiba barrier about halfway up that wall, and it will leave a small angle on top to see onto that dorm's wall. Anyone getting that wall open trying to peek in, you'll have a really strong power position to push them back and take control of the round. You can also swing out to the left and get anyone who's peeking in that shower's window. And moving on to Emerald for this next one. Now nobody really plays Emerald, and when you do get it you just want to get off the game, but here's a really sick angle I like to use. It's located on the music hall on the second floor. You can actually get up on top of the piano and watch over the little window part in the corner of the room. So once you get onto the piano looking exactly where I pinpointed, you can stand up on top of this little drum and see over that little top window all the way out the door towards the entrance of the building. Now they will not be able to see you up here. You'll see from the other perspective how far the bullets go back, and they have to push all the way up before they can even see you first. So this is again a really strong position. Now on to Kanal for this next angle. This is a really sick angle as well. All the way up on top of the control roof, you see that window there. If you shoot that window open and then use an Ash Charge or a Zofia to open up the floor inside the gym, you'll be able to see that whole area down inside lockers in the basement. Now, of course, loads of people like to use that lockers position to keep people from pushing in from that scuba side and diving, so you can take control of that round by peeking into this gap and picking them off. Moving on to Chalet for this next angle, I have a couple to show you here. The first of which is really straightforward but a highly effective angle. So over by the helipad, if you rappel up this little side wall here by that single window, you can shoot open the window into bathroom. You'll also be able to see all the way through that bathroom door, all the way out into solar. So if there's anyone rotating back and forth between bathroom and solar heading towards the bomb site, you can stop them in their tracks. This last angle is located on the second floor mezz, right over by the canine window. If you shoot a hole in the floor and then right in front of that white couch make another hole, you'll be able to watch that door going into connector in the basement. This is really strong because people always push between pillar and the connector, especially if you're trying to get that snow wall open. You can catch them off as they're pushing through that door. You can help your teammates hold this door as they're planning the diffuser. So that's it for the video today, guys. I really do hope you enjoyed it. If you want to see more tricks like this, and if you have your own tricks that you'd like to see in a future video, join my Discord. The link is down in the description. Let's get everyone into the Discord so you can keep up to date on everything that I'm doing, whether I'm streaming over on Twitch. And if you haven't been over there yet, make sure to hop over and say hello. And of course, if you're new to the channel, make sure to hit that subscribe button and the notification bell so you know when I upload my next video. And as always, swamp.